Okay, here we are back in Legend Heroes Trails and Reverie. So, I had to change my setup here. As a result, I don't know what all is going to be constant here. Things may sound or play out differently. I don't really know what it's going to look like in the grand scheme of things, but the goal for this video is going to be going around talking to everyone
Ceiling
here.
stones unsealable.
But before we go into that, I went ahead and did some grinding, and holy crap. I didn't actually know I had this many, but I was running around with Noelle, so I got a lot of emblem duplicates, and jeez. We're going to kick things off here by unlocking all these stones, and then we'll... Like, the most important one here is the gold, so we can see who our newest addition is. It's Aurelia.
If you think your height's great enough, you've never fought with me. I am the Golden Rakshasa, Aurelia Le Guin, and you won't regret wielding my strength.
Aurelia is under the corridor. Kinda wish I could just do these in... Wilderness cooking. I did find another recipe book while doing my rounds through the corridors. Wishes of a Witch. That one sounds a little promising. So one of the main differences, my editing computer, what I usually call the editor, is no longer nearby. Orbital Gear Part 4, or Orbital Gear 4 Part 2, is no longer near me, so I can't actually pull up what the rewards are for the different stuff. I may need to look into get my laptop set up over here so I can Google something if need be. More things change. Like, the main reason why I'd want it here is just know which daydreams are better than others and give those priority, but here we're probably just going to be rolling dice, and that was probably the final thing, to be honest, so...
Nice! I'll hold on to it.
Yeah, we got the Million Plate and Super Soul Blur. Overall, it's not really too... Like, maybe this one? I don't know. So I had to dip into the first corridor so I can get some flawless wins and 3 turns
I'll hold on
or something like that. Hey, we got the Bobcat. I don't know if you get duplicates of those or how those work.
Nice! I'll hold on to it.
Yep, nothing of value. So this will give us 10 things, just a reminder.
Who knew we'd get so lucky?
Huh. So yeah, that actually is fairly rare. There might be someone I can squeeze it onto. The main draw for this is going to be simply that it gives you a nice chunk of arts and the EP for this one. If you can get the EP turns, I mean, that'll give you a huge surge, and hopefully my voice is not echoing here, because it kind of sounds like it from where I'm sitting. But this is one of the things I'm more excited about, because I also picked one up in a treasure chest. I can upgrade that into a better belt, and I should show the accessories before we go forward, so you can see, like, they have... You'll see.
Who knew we'd get so lucky?
So yeah, this is garbage. This is not much better. This is crap. This is crap. We got another one of those. The water bell is a little nice. Like, the water bell is probably the big prize here. I don't know if I can trade the watches in for something better.
Nice! I'll hold on to it.
So, we got the Oz Crimson costume for one, either Altina or Millium, I don't know which one. This one's not too bad. I mean, it makes you bulkier and gives you arts, which is really cool. That one... Like, there's quite a few ways to make this one work, so this is very, very flexible. I might be able to trade this in for something, maybe this, but this is the big one. So I now have a still blue for each of the 3 teams, and I need to make sure I save after this to keep that sucker. be kind of cool if I got something
Knew
better
we'd get so
here,
lucky.
but we'll check. The 100 U materials is much appreciated because I sorely need those. Faint, I have a ton of those that are worthless. So this is my first time getting one of these, which I'll probably not use. It doesn't have a lot of strength and the spell sucks. I don't see much use for that. This is nice. And then this, it gives you speed and I don't know, there might be something that it combines into, so it might be worthwhile.
Nice. I'll hold on.
Carnelia gem. 400 time Sepith. Got another water bell, which is cool. This one's not bad. I might be able to combine it into something. Bluster can be good, but the Carnelia gem obviously is like an attack 4 quartz. In case you're wondering, there was a mission that I needed Noelle for, so I figured, you know what, I'll farm with Emblem while I'm
I'll
at
hold
it.
on to it.
See, I apparently have one of these already. Right along Ellie we already have. I had to use that for one of the mission things. But this is still a pretty good pickup.
Nice. I'll hold on to it.
The Asmelia's gem is another big pickup. Ooh, a green emblem. So this is actually a really nice turn of events, because we get the Athelis R, the Black Bell, green emblem, you get your Aurelia puppet, and Angel Set, I don't know who uses this, if anyone. Impede 2, which is good, we get a Gladiator belt, and the Asmelia's gem, which you can see has the staggering evasion 20%.
Who knew we'd get so lucky?
Military hat, but it's oversized. Strike 3 is okay. This one I'm probably not going to use. I'm hoping it combines into something. Maybe I can get a better Nightmare Quartz for rings. I think he's using a Nightmare 2 still. If only Major Irving were here with us, it would feel like another morning in the branch campus's conference room. You forgetting I left? Guess I still am under the registry, though. Last thing I want is you chewing me out now of all times. Things are stressful enough. Hope the students are feeling the same way. You being here should light a fire under them. Don't hesitate to let them or myself know if there's anything we can improve on. I don't intend on letting you do all of the hard work. My, how commendable you, Shorzer. Then I shall do exactly that. I expect each of you to reach new heights and be as strong as I am by the time we leave this place. You might be setting the bar a little too high, but we'll do all we can. To think we'd be reunited in a setting like this, Master, it must be the goddess's will. So it seems, and how ideal that we should be brought to a place filled with trials. Though given the Lance Maid herself said you surpassed her at your age, the thought of you becoming even stronger is somewhat terrifying. Says the man aiming for and reaching new heights with only one arm. I suppose you have me there. Let's make the most of the opportunity fate has granted us. Indeed, for ourselves and to serve as an inspiration for those younger than us that have gathered here.
Visitor access detected.
I'm looking for a certain one, in case you're wondering. Okay, we do have an ultra-rare Thalos. Well, I already told you what I'm looking for. Oh, I can get a silver ultra-rare. I almost have 500 new materials after all that. That's cool. And here's what I'm looking for. So I have that equipped. So I can get that. I'll have to take it off Reen so I can get the Nightmare 3. I'll have a little bit better chance to inflict that. As long as I'm not using the 4, I'm not going to make another one, because I'll burn up a fifth of my U materials. I'm rounding, yes. So that is something I need to look at while we're in there.
Activating requisitions program.
Yeah, it's only 8. So we're gonna give Reen some upgrades. And I think I was recording when we picked up holy crap, that has 15 evade. Here we are. So by doing that I can actually change one of his accessories. So I've been using that almost purely for blind purposes. If I do this, like, he gets a lot of regen anyway, just because of his quartz and stuff. For the time being, I think we'll do that. Okay. Emma does not have one. That's 240. I have to give up 4 speed. Still blue. And then she already has an Asmelius, so we'll put this one on Fee, I guess. Oh, I never bothered equipping Toa. Yet, when I really think about it, I'm not surprised. So she's at 86. Reaches at 90. So yeah, if I could swap this out for a Zeus gem or something, that would put her at 96, I think. Just notice I have a confuse. So in case you're wondering, I have to upgrade the slot. Where am I getting the She has a cast 3. So I'm just going to check the casters real quick, make sure they'll have cast 3s before I move on. This is Altina. She's got nothing. So I'm not missing. I haven't seen Nadia yet, right? There she is. Okay. I don't know if that works in battle or not. Otherwise, everyone here is above 120 now, so I did the one achievement, our mission. And we're going to hop over to the entrance and start the whole talking to everyone after 15 minutes. So hopefully you guys don't mind the menu stuff, it's just I got some big pickups there that I needed to put to use, and even still, like, I might be able to combine some accessories to make better stuff still. As I said at the meeting, the tower is surrounded by a powerful barrier. We also need a strategy for dealing with the large number of Hellmords and other defenses that are protecting it. It's going to be easier said than done. I know the Prince and Thomas are making arrangements, but it's going to be a challenge. Rose and Dieter are doing the same. They said they'll have to keep whatever they have up their sleeves a secret until the operation begins. Wish I could say that makes me feel better, but it sure does feel like we're leaving our lives up to a complete chance like this. I understand your concern, but I assume the eye's not supposed to be there. I understand your concern, but this isn't the first time any of us have faced towering odds. Plus, I have faith that Reen and his crew will figure something out. Aren't you optimistic? But I think having optimism is entirely the point. All we can do is have faith and each do what we can. Or you can do what I'm doing, work on the assumption we'll find a way into that thing one way or another and prepare yourself. If things don't go our way and we end up meeting the goddess later today, then perhaps that's just the way it was meant to be. Far be it for me to keep her waiting, but I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to pull this off no matter what. That's right, I plan on living up to grandmother and everyone else's expectations.
We might be alright.
So we have to figure out a way to avoid Elysium's notice. Honestly, this might be a job better suited for Rose and Vita. You know how sneaky and secretive those two ladies can get. I think I'll leave it to them and the rest of you. I'll be doing my best to train up and get stronger in the meantime. Even Zio is looking fired up.
Need me for something?
It's the first time people from all walks of life have come together to lend support. It was the same during the Great Twilight. So you have a contradiction right there. I don't know if that was mistranslated or what. I know there's still a lot happening that we don't quite understand, but let's take this opportunity to train ourselves for anything that might come.
How are you doing?
Only Adios knows what's in store for us, but we still have a modicum of control over our own destinies. Overcoming the barriers that stand in our way is simply who we are, no matter how many times it takes.
Mind lending me your ear?
If Elysium really came about because of the Great Twilight, then this problem falls squarely in the purview of us witches. With the Empire's curse gone, you can be sure I'll confront this with everything I have to help find a new path for my clan. I hope you're watching, Mom. I'm not gonna let you down, I promise. Man, you were all amazing at the Civic Center. Totally, I nearly lost focus in the middle of our battle because I couldn't stop watching. You'd think that was a rehearsed performance. Great job out there. It's like I was synchronized with Ilya little by little as we were dancing. I feel a little guilty saying this, but it was so much fun that I could see... that I couldn't see anything or anyone else. That's another typo. I'm sure Ilya felt the same way. And everyone's back to normal thanks to you. All that's left is toppling the tower. We've already come this far, now we just gotta bust right in. That's the spirit. There's no way we can fail with everyone working together. I think that pretty much covers it. There's just one small barrier standing in our way now. We've taken back what matters most to us. Now's the time to protect it.
How's it going?
Say, Lloyd, you wouldn't happen to pick up Vanish Masters too, would you? I've been watching everyone else play for so long that the fever finally bit me as well. Not a savant at it like Ren is, but I've picked up a few pointers. You know me, I'm in it to win it, and this is no different. So what do you say, you game to go at a mano if you have the time, Lloyd? Hard to try on a challenge like that, you're on still. Well, that's what I'm talking about. You know where to find me when you want to get down to business.
We'll be fine.
We've
got each other.
We've been in tight spots before and come out of it, so I'm feeling pretty good about our prospects. Still, this isn't something any of us can solve on our own. You better believe it's going to take real teamwork.
We can't stop here.
We've got a pretty salty lineup, don't we? I never thought I'd see Instructor Reen, the Triple S, and that Monster Rufus team up. Not to mention old Class 7 and the team from Laboral. I'd like to think new Class 7 can hold its own too. We're unstoppable. That's why I'm not so in this trial stuff. We're going to crush it and win back our pride once and for all. That's the plan. I'll be counting on you again, you know.
Hello there.
This is a little off topic, but is it true I've heard you taking up Vanish Masters, Lloyd? Frien's been teaching me how to play too ever since she convinced me to pick it up because of how popular it is. I didn't get the appeal at first, but I came around once I realized I could use it to hone my strategizing. Now I can't put it down. Guess what I'm trying to say is I'd love to play a few games with you if you have the time. Sure thing, Noelle, you're on.
With all of us here, I'm sure we could.
This incident is another opportunity for me to define what being Yin means to me. It's an opportunity for me to grow and become stronger, protecting what I cherish more than anything in the world. I'm not going to risk losing the people who matter most to me. You've been through this before, Lloyd. Let's finish where we started again. The dog plays card. Okay.
I'm always down to talk.
Suffice it to say, the Empire's in a real uproar over the massive tower. As the head of one of the 4 great houses, my father sent all sorts of people banging down his door for help. It may not be him, but I know I have to do what I can to help too. From what's said at the meeting, it sounds like you guys are going to lend us a hand too. We really appreciate it. Don't mention it. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'll be able to infiltrate the tower proper with you all. But I promise you'll have my help and support. Whatever shape that takes, you'll just have to wait and find out. So you're the final doll that Jurg left behind in Crossbill, are you? I can truly feel his work at hand when I see you now. You got it, Wolfie Pants. Look at me. Aren't I a masterpiece? The automata he's designed for Ark and Seal are amazing, but they don't even compare. Your physical design is one thing, but even your personality is so lifelike. Indeed, Elysium is to thank for that. That AI was also behind the Supreme Leader, and perhaps even more than just him. It definitely seems to be involved with the origin of this place, at least. Now that you mention, the voice had something about interference before our memories came back. Right. Warning to all visitors, Elysium has attempted to interfere with the space 4,096 times. These increased failed attempts prove that the interference with the laws of causality outside the space is a critical point. There's a lot to think about, but we still don't know enough about this place to draw any conclusions. Agreed, we should focus on resolving the incident in the real world for now. We can put our heads together and figure out this place out afterward as the Triple S. And with you there, it's going to take a team effort. You needn't ask for our help. That's the spirit. There's got to be a reason we're all together like this. I know we can do it.
Greetings, child of man.
What is it that you have in your pocket, Lloyd? It's a Vantage Master's deck. I thought so. Kia gifted one to me as well, recommending I play with other people. I've been curious about it since you practiced this game. Perhaps it'd make it easier for me to try. I would appreciate if you played a few games with me in your free time. You're going to play Vantage Master, Zeit? Sure, I'll let you know when I'm up for it. Zeit doesn't even have thumbs. How are you supposed to hold these cards? This I gotta see. Okay, we're on the exact same page there, Lloyd. The exact same.
Greetings, child of man.
This incident scale is equally incomprehensible as what occurred with the Azure Tree. I'm once again relying on you all to show the true strength of humanity. Now that I think about it, I talked to
I'm
Noel
happy you
second
said
time.
hello.
Must be a good reason we were all gathered like this. It can't just be a coincidence. So hang in there, Lloyd. I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it before too long.
Yes? What is it?
It's fascinating to think the Ray Twilight Orbital Network gave rise to Elysium. Though there will be time to contemplate that later, we should focus on ending the crisis in the real world and learn what's happening here. I'll take this opportunity to regain my energy while I still can. That includes giving Zeit several well-earned pets. Just remember he won't remember when he leaves.
Working hard?
There's no machine that I can't help with. I'll pull my weight around here however I can. The last thing I wanted to do is let down Mom and Agate after all the support they've given.
Oh, would you like to talk?
Just like with the tower, I'm a big part of what's happening here. But also like with the tower, I feel like you're the one capable of unraveling the truth behind all this. I hope you don't mind putting on your detective hat again, Lloyd. I need you all the way to the end. Consider it warned. I'm more than happy to be there for you however I can.
Notice anything strange?
It's not a part of me that doubts we're going to win, despite what we're up against, not even a little. So long as everyone here works together, we can protect Crossbell from anything. We can even protect the whole continent. All we need to do is keep fighting the good fight. I'm going to stay true to myself and do what feels right. So just in case you're wondering, there's like 50 people here now. So counting Lloyd, we're at 46. The Retributive Tower's presence is terrifying, isn't it? It's even scary to think how long it's been there without anyone noticing. Professor Schmidt and the others are currently looking into how that happened at the Castle of Mirrors. Regardless, it's clearly a weapon that surpasses anything we've seen before. We did come across signs of something massive being produced at the Rhineford military factory. To put in perspective how massive the tower is, I think only the main weapon was built at the factory. The Divine Lightning, the weapon that wiped out the naval fortress. If that thing was allowed to fire more shots than Crossbell and the entire continent, well, we're not going to let that happen. We only have half a day in the real world. Normally I would say it's hopeless. But as long as we're in here, we have as much time as we need to train and prepare ourselves. Well put, everyone. Let's do everything we can to stop the crisis that's unfurling. So yeah, I've been making jokes about assembling the Divine Knights to make a wish. Here we have our hyperbolic time chamber.
Oh, something up?
There's a lot of orbital tech out there that's not even the Rhineford company can manufacture. There's the Retributive Tower and its Divine Lightning, not to mention the Simulacra and those advanced stealth devices too. But we will prevail, we have to. The pride of our company and my entire family is at stake here. Well, we know the stealth stuff is coming from Vern.
Hi there.
It feels surreal to wind up fighting alongside everyone in Crossbell like this. Never could have imagined something like this when I attended the West Maria Trade Conference a few years ago. You never know where life may lead you, but regardless, I'm going to train hard and repay everything the Crossbellans have taught me.
I know we can do this.
Calvert's new leader, President Gramhart, has already started moving to de-escalate the situation. Crossbell's path to independence may be completely severed even if he manages to end the conflict. We have to end this ourselves. Now's the time for us to come together. So what's up, kid? You went on your way to drag us here, so spit it out. Please stop with this kid thing. There's something I just wanted to ask. How are you two okay with involving the people you care about in this coming fight? What the hell? Are you stupid? Not quite the words I would have chosen, but I do believe there's been a misunderstanding. For one, your assumption that we involved them is incorrect. That isn't why Milliam fights besides us anyway. She chose this path for herself. That's all there is to it, and all it will be. What? Same way with Tina. She knows what she's doing. I don't even have to tell her I'll protect her these days. Tina can handle herself. Look, I get where you're coming from. Maybe try taking a look in the mirror. What do you mean? We can't pretend to know your past, nor do either of us plan to force it out of you. But maybe the answer you're looking for lies within yourself. Have you considered having more faith in yourself and your partner? Hard to believe Swin and Nadia are still only 14 years old. They have a lot weighing on them.
Just wandering around?
You stopped me for that? Well, at school, you're supposed to overthink things at your age. Comes with the territory, and it's how you grow into being an adult. While we're in here, I'm going to do my part to whip you into shape.
What do you need?
Now that the fake has been dealt with, everything else can wait for after we've taken care of that tower. There'll be much to discuss once this is all over. To that end, I need to see if that Milliam, Reen, Ragnitz, and I make it through this. Ragnitz being Machias, if you don't remember.
Well, this is a lot, huh?
What do I want to do from here on out? Good question. Wish I could look at the big picture like the others, but maybe not being able to do so is a sign that I've got some growing up to do. For now, I'd rather put my focus on getting through the weirdness here in front of us. The only thing I can say for sure about the future is that I'll never stop protecting Nadia.
A pleasure.
I'm amazed that we joined forces yet again to tackle a challenge so monstrous. Perhaps I should record a special edition of Abandoned Time while I'm here for old time's sake. Kane, of course, if only. Like it or not, I am here, and I intend to show you the strength I wield. Feel free to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
A pleasure.
Professor Novartis was off doing his own thing independent of the society. If he gets to have his fun, then I think it's only fair that I get to have mine by fighting with all of you. I'm sure the Grandmaster can forgive that much of an indiscretion. I'll take you at your word. The more I hear about Ouroboros, the less it all makes sense to me. We're grateful to have you here. It's nice knowing you got witches like you on our side to help us. We're just trying to do our part here. Wait until it's all over and we've actually delivered before you express gratitude. After all, this is part of cleaning things up post-Twilight. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take all of us putting in the effort to make it work.
A pleasure.
That reminds me, I think you have a Vantage Master's deck, right? Since we're here and all, why don't we relax and have a little fun before the operation? Not as good as Crow, mind, but I do enjoy myself a good game all the same. I can promise you won't get bored. Someone tells me you're just being a little humble about how good you are, Vina. But alright, challenge accepted. It's not every day we're on the same team, so we may as well make the most of it. I'm glad you agree. I'm looking forward to our match. So now we can face off against Vita. The Retributive Tower is unlike anything I've ever seen before. You don't know anything more about it, do you, Duvalie? I don't. McBurn's Simulacrum was the product of the Sixth Anguisse acting alone. Ouroboros is involved at some level, but I couldn't say how much. So it's not unlike the Azure Tree incident, the key difference being that we still don't know who the mastermind behind this is. That grisly Grimfellow said whoever it is has taken over Elysium. Doesn't sit well with me that they also took over the Rhineford military factory and misappropriated materials to build the tower. Regardless of who or what is behind this, I plan to give them proper comeuppance alongside Lady Elisa and the others. You've really found a place where you belong, haven't you, Sharon? I think it's fair to say we've all changed a lot since leaving Ouroboros. What about you, Swift? Do you consider taking the opportunity to leave as well? You've been through a lot in this last year. I can't deny that. But I have a responsibility to look after the Stallritter. That is what my lord would want. Maybe you haven't changed after all. Yes, but that part of her has always been part of her charm.
If you could keep it short.
I have no intention of joining your lot or these deserters as a comrade. They're simply debts I owe to Schwarzer and the people of Crossbell, as well as the deal I struck with Alberea. More importantly, this is what my lord would have wanted. It's just the thing to do. So remember this well, I will lend you my aid just this once.
I'm ready to do whatever you ask.
Now that I'm free of any lingering doubts in the wake of the Great Twilight, I am now solely a maid for the Rhineford Company. I now fully walk together with Lady Elisa and the rest of you so that I may live out this path I've carved for myself.
Shall we get this tea party underway?
That tower showed up at the worst possible time. I wouldn't be surprised if it's caught the professor's interest. Safe to say we're in for the tea party of the ages if you catch my drift. People important to me call Crossbell home. Rest assured that I intend to give it my all. So, she's talking about, Harold, Sophia, and Colin with that.
Let's take it slow. Be smart about this.
I can never remember Sophia's name. I don't know why. I have to stop and think for a moment. Crossbell isn't the only one in danger now. It's only a matter of time before Liberal is in the line of fire if that tower is left alone. This calls for us pulling together yet again to protect our homes, doesn't it? History says we make a pretty good team, Lloyd. You can count on me, Estelle, and the others to fight our hardest when the time comes. Won't expect anything less from you all. Let's do whatever it takes to resolve this. Hey, Reen, Rufus. I'm glad you managed to settle things with that imposter. We were just talking about that. He was probably the primary cause behind all the chaos. All I did was pick up the remains, nothing more than the end result of everyone else rising up to take action. That being said, the voice we've been hearing is even more logical than I realized. Why return our memories? Wouldn't people such as yourself, Detective, or Eustace be more cooperative if you didn't have your memories of me? Where is this coming from, Rufus? Yeah, really, I don't think that's true at all. If anything, I think having our memories back makes it easier to work with you. Does it now? He's not wrong. I'm sure Eustace feels the same way. We'll be counting on your help to fix what's happening in reality. I have no objections. Solving that crisis is merely an extension of taking responsibility for the mess I made. I couldn't tell you what may await us, but until we found our answer, I'm more than willing to continue working together.
Ever the lively bunch this is.
Whether we like it or not, our fates are determined to stay intertwined with one another's, but I doubt there will be a better chance to settle the score with me, so why not do so? I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to in a way, yeah. But I also don't like the idea of fighting you head-on when what's done is done either. Fair enough. Then I propose we work out our issues with a few rounds of Vantage Masters. Would that be more to your taste? That's an interesting idea. Sure, why not? Just wasn't thinking a nobleman would about a card game as a way to resolve dispute. The credit isn't mine, to be fair. The other Ironblood suggested I start playing. After some matches, I realized it has a certain strategic depth on par with real combat. With that being the case, I should think it'd be a fine way to resolve our differences. You sound genuine enough about it, too, so I'm in. Not sure if my deck has what it takes. I'll need to beef up my collection before I can put up a real fight. Do you think you can give me some time to prepare before we go at it? If we're going to play, I want to be sure to give you everything I got. Of course, take all the time you need. I'll be here until you're ready. Huh.
Now, this is a problem.
Some of you are much too quick to give the irredeemable redemption, you know? Not that I'm complaining, far from it. It's proven to be very convenient for me. Maybe we make great use of one another till we get to the bottom of our current predicament. I suppose that's the most we can expect out of each other, so let's make it work.
All that's left is to overcome this together.
We may all live and work in different parts of the world, but we've all thrown our weight behind achieving the same underlying goals. And now that we're all together in one place, there's no reason we can't overcome any hurdles that stand in our way. With our combined strength and Rufus too, I'm sure we can make it through this, Lloyd. Definitely, it's good to be working together again, Reen. We spoke to them.
Good day to you.
I'm still trying to find my bearings here, truth be told, but at least I have Elise and Muse to lean on. I had to have been summoned personally for reasons, however, so I intend to do my part. That means I'm at your command, no worrying about my rank here. Whatever you need of me, I'm pleased to be of service. The problem, though, is if you look at her taggle, her Brave Order, Sacred Shell up here, you become magic immune, you get a ton of CP, but it takes all 6 of my BP at the moment. That's the most expensive Brave Order we've seen to date. So this world is meant to act as a training ground to help us solve what's happening in Crossbell. What's strange to me is that I should be in Erebony right now in the real world. Even if I were to train here myself, I don't know how I'd be able to directly affect the situation in Crossbell. That's a good point. There are others here who shouldn't be able to directly participate in what's happening either. Maybe something more to this then, something we still haven't figured out. Though I don't think there's anything strange about all of us working together right now. Given the situation, I seem to be working alongside the princess. Oh, you're right. I would have loved to have been by Reen's side to help him as well. For right now, I'm focused on what I can control and do while I'm still in the Empire. Gotcha. You don't have to worry about Instructor Reen. I'll see to it that he's safe and sound. Let's work together in here to become stronger, even if we are separated in reality. Absolutely.
I believe in us.
I may not be able to help with the operation directly, but you can be sure I'll do everything I can in Erebonia. All I ask is that you make sure my brother and the rest of Class 7 stay safe, please.
Yes? Is something the matter?
I never thought we'd come together with all these people from faraway places and fight as one group. Still, it's reassuring to have them here. It gives me extra strength. Whatever it takes, we'll get to the bottom of whatever's going on together as a team. So I have to admit I've gotten through this a lot faster than I thought I would. That fake we fought at the Watchtower is nothing like the real deal. Facing a swordsman of your caliber that's mastered the 8 Leaves second form is invaluable. I suspect Reen will surpass me eventually. You both should be proud as the next generation of swordsmen inheriting Erebonia's 2 signature styles continue to aim for greater heights. There are still several role models I wish to surpass. I'll make sure to use the trials here and in the real world as further experience. Right, which is why we'd like to continue training with the Divine Blade of Wind. It's a deal as long as I can continue to learn from the 2 of you as well. They're training ahead of the final battle. I really shouldn't interrupt them.
Yes? All good?
There are still many things out there. There are still many out there I've yet to surpass. People like Aryan Road, who I adored as a little girl, and General Le Guin. That's what makes the path of the sword worthwhile. The challenges are formidable, as is the reward of overcoming them. If I'm to reach new heights, I must first surpass her, my counterpart that we engaged in the Castle of Mirrors.
Is something the matter?
I've never been interested in pursuing the title of being the strongest, but I do believe it healthy to face new challenges to keep oneself from growing stagnant. No doubt the younger swordsman will help me discover quite a few new ways of honing my craft. How much I'll be able... So, I'm gonna guess this is supposed to be how much I'll be able to help them in turn, or teach them in turn. I don't know. But I'll be here to support them should they need me. You're missing a verb there.
So then...
It's fascinating to see how each 8 Leaves one blade practitioner puts different thought and will into their respective styles. Thought the same thing at the tournament. It put into perspective how greatly fighting styles can differ across the continent. I feel I must refine my own style before the coming battles. I want my will to protect those closest to me to be reflected in my blades.
Are you troubled with something?
Repair work on damage that the courageous two sustained in Norns proceeds at a brisk pace. However, due to the restraints put in place by Calvert, we can't fly into Crossbell like we were able to with the Imperial Fortress. That would have been a real help, but I understand. We'll have to make do somehow. Do not be discouraged. Remember, Crossbell is where the Lancebane was laid to rest. As head of the Arseid family, I cannot ignore a calamity that threatens the peace and well-being of your homeland. For now, let us do our utmost to prepare for what is to come. I swear by my sword and spirit I shall lend you my aid. My voice just gave out. It's incredibly reassuring to hear you have our back, Radiant Blademaster, sir. Thank you so much. So I'm not going to do these, I just want to peek at the new keys.
Presented.
I hope I can speed through that one. Muse Nadia. Muse is not at 123 yet, she's only at 120. Ren's only at 120 for that one, otherwise that should be an easy one. Randy and Gaius. I think both of them are actually close to that. Reen and Arios, Reen's like 140 and Arios like 135, I think. So I have not... I only used Noelle in that group. That sucks. The repercussions of Juno's destruction are already spreading throughout the Empire. Governor Regnus has declared a state of emergency and told all citizens to be prepared to evacuate. Dad's division has gathered at Guerrilla Fortress as a precaution, but there's not much they can do. The meeting between my dad, Speaker McDowell, and President Gramhard basically ended with the other sides declaring non-intervention. Feels like their plan is to isolate Crossbell. What Elysium has cooked up might even be crazier than what Gramps was doing. Unfortunately so, it's proving a more troubling opponent than we could have imagined. Crossbell isn't alone just yet. We have all of you here as well as several other friends and allies willing to fight. Exactly, at this point everyone is here because they choose to be. Same is even true of those of us who were enemies during the Great Twilight. If anything, that makes me even more excited to see what kind of harmony we can make now that we're all on the same page. No, that's what I'm talking about. Let's put our heads together and show Elysium who's boss. We really are lucky to have made such dependable allies.
How's it going?
With all our efforts together, I'm sure we can be in harmony when the time comes. Not that I'm getting ahead of myself or anything, we still have a lot of pressing things to worry about, but I'm still excited. I'm gonna give this everything I have. Dad and the army won't be able to intervene, but I want to show them we can handle this.
How are you holding up?
Made some reliable connections with Crossbell thanks to my inspector at work. That's all the more reason why I have no objections lending my strength for us to overcome this incident. I look forward to working with Dudley and everyone else back in the real world to put an end to this. We can do this. Now that I think about it, why haven't we recruited Dudley?
Just leave it to me and Lammy.
It's thanks to all of you that we and Lammy got to reunite with Claire. It's another thing I'm really grateful for. Alrighty, let's put a bow on these trials here so that we can clean up the mess in Crossbell.
You seem to be doing well.
Ever since the end of the war, I've been lost, but I want to believe that I faced up to all the sins I committed. I think this time here is going to show just how much we've hopefully grown as people, Lecter, Rufus, and myself. Hope you're watching, Chancellor. I swear to you we won't waste everything you gave to each of us.
Our morale is as high as can be. All that's left is to finish this.
Never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be called forth into this land of trials. Truth be told, I've become rather bored with myself since the end of the Great Twilight. This place ought to cure me of that. I hear you sometimes come across hot springs during your expeditions. I look forward to indulging in them while I'm here. Oh dear, you got me. Hey you two, getting a game of chessin'? Just some light brain exercise. We're using it as a way to go over what's happening in reality. We feel like at the rate things are going, this operation has a success rate of about 0% or so. Well, it's a good thing Lloyd is the zero breaker, you know? You don't say. We're dealing with an enemy that has the ability to calculate the future itself. It'll see right through us if our plan is anything less than perfect. Things would be easier if we could just rely on the two major powers for help, but it looks like that's not going to be an option. Feels like a waste to be working this hard for nothing. I'm going to go take a nap. Come on, it's not that hopeless. The important thing to remember is that predictions and calculations aren't infallible. That's what I learned from watching the Radiant Wings cut through the seemingly endless despair of the Great Twilight. And this time we have even more powerful allies on our side. There's still hope, I know it. Yeah, there is, without a doubt. So it's up to us to keep finding and better our chances of actually pulling it off. I could go without working harder than I have to, but sure, I'll do what I can to help us out. But you know, I didn't take you as the type to be uncertain about anything, little Miss Know-It-All. There's still plenty I don't even know. A man's heart can be a fickle thing. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but I'll take your word for it.
I got a question for you.
I don't care what happens to Zemuria. End of the day, I'm the happiest girl in the world if I'm with S. I mean, I'll try a little, just don't count on me going nuts.
You need little old me.
The Great Twilight taught me a valuable lesson above all. I can't put too much stock in my ability to make predictions. It's not omniscient. Still, I'm confident everything will be fine again this time. How could it not with Class 7, the Bracers, and Rufus and his companions here? Where there's a will, there's a way. If any team could defy the odds, it's the one you're looking at.
You need little old me.
See, I'd say this is a typo or mistranslation. That last line should be, I'm not omniscient. I don't know. Maybe it could work. So much for business as usual in Crossbelt. Things are officially out of hand. The continent must be in chaos right now after the Supreme Leader's announcement and the tower popping off like that. Damn it, it's only been half a year since we handled that annoying-ass curse. Whatever's taking over Elysium is a real killjoy, you know that? Can't help but want to apologize. Crossbell's caused a lot of damage for Ereboni between the first Independence incident and now this. Let's not forget Ereboni is to blame for dragging the entire continent into a war. And I shoulder some of the burden for that, but in a way what's happening now is a good opportunity. This is a chance for me to pay back some of the sins I committed as an Ironblood. I still got debts to settle for being the one who pulled the trigger that started the war. Shouldn't that be coming from Crow, not Ash? It was Crow, or... Okay, okay. I see what they're saying now. If whatever the hell is going on is still connected to the Great Twilight, then that gives me double the reason to put an end to it. Me, I wouldn't be staying here if not for Ordine and his pals. I was literally given a second life, so I may as well do something with it. You got that, Benny? Try not to take all the spotlight, Mr. National Hero. Leave some for the rest of us to prove we deserve to be here. You got it. So yeah, we have two...
What do you want?
Gun nuts. Should I say trigger-happy maniacs instead? Ever since the war, I've been doing a lot of thinking. Yeah, I know, me thinking, but help me finally get back on my feet. Okay, had a phone call there. Hearing all this is connected to the Great Twilight makes me want to hurry up and clean shit up so I can really put it behind me. Either way, as soon as we're all here and it's a team effort, I'll make sure to look out for you all when we're out exploring.
Take a load off.
Time for me to man up now, huh? Don't want Chloe and Lucy to lay it on too thick later. So if you remember, Lucy was the girl you saw in the Daydream picture a little while ago with him and Chloe. I don't doubt those two aren't keeping quiet about all this too. So what crazy plan does the prince have up his sleeve this time? But yeah, they made a model for Chloe in Cold Steel 4, I think, so they could have made her playable.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh well. There's no harm in taking it easy for a little while. Want to play some Vantage Masters? It'll help us relax and hey, maybe even bring us some good luck. Will it now? You know, something about you reminds me of Randy. Not that I'm arguing, guess we could use a break, so let's do it, Crow.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, my second chance at life to a lot of people, so I gotta make the most of it. No, I'm just gonna throw it away, and there's still a lot I want to do if I'm gonna live my life. If I'm gonna live with my head held high. But I'm putting some real work in while we're here, so better leave some for me. Still got plenty on our plates to deal with, but at least the city's been freed. Wasn't expecting Dieter to hire Gareth and the boys, though. Who did? Hard to ignore the irony that he once hired them to attack the city. Wild. Doesn't seem like they brought Shirley with them, at least. What really caught me by surprise was the Killing Bear talking some sense into the EDF. Looks like Garcia was really just a big teddy bear this whole time. I wouldn't mind talking with him about the boss once this is all over. I could stand to catch up with him too. There's still a lot I owe him for. He even helped me again through all this by making me realize something important I'd forgotten. Guess the old bear is another person we can't let down. Better make sure we're ready for what comes next. Gonna put everything I've gained both with the Triple S and as a Jaeger to the test, and give this every drop of blood, sweat, and tears I've got. Same goes for us Jaegers turned bracers. Let's go all out.
Y'all good in there?
Every person stuck in here has had to overcome some sort of personal trial or tribulation over the last several years. So whatever's happening here is sort of like the epilogue to everything we faced. How about we end it without regrets? I don't plan to half-ass things while we're here. We're fighting to protect what we inherited and what we're leaving for future generations too.
Well, what else can we do but move forward?
Garcia was just like the boss told me. Sounds like he and the Triple S had a lot of run-ins back in the day. Wouldn't mind hearing the stories once this is all over. We're gonna clear things up in here sooner or later. I'd stake my pride as a former Jaeger turned bracer on it.
Looking sharp.
We're the Triple S. We've defied fate and taken back what we've lost before. And we can sure as hell do it again. There's no telling what kind of nasties are waiting for us in that tower. We've still gotta climb it. We're gonna hit that sucker with the whole damn kitchen sink if we have to. Everything we built is riding on it. Absolutely. There's no one I'd rather have in my corner when the time comes. Right back at you, partner. So was that the last one, or... Oh crap, I just realized.
I bet we could fish here.
Yeah. There it is.
I bet we... A bite. This'll be good.
There'll be sharks in that water. Crap. I let off the button way too early.
Look at the size of this baby.
Glutton shark. So... It says new record. I guess maybe I caught it before? We'll try one more time, just see if there's something new here.
A bite. This'll be good.
Puffer.
Oh well.
We'll do one more just to end the video on a nice relaxing note. Hopefully my voice recovers some.
This'll be good.
So I'm hoping you have the opportunity to get any sort of fish you missed leading up to this here. Because I'm hoping you also have an opportunity to get some
Look at the size of this baby.
Cobra head. Some of the stuff we missed now that we can tour crossbow and everything. So yeah, next video is going to be going around playing cards against everyone, then we'll do some daydreams and mini games, and go from there. I'm the Hero of Light, thanks for watching, and goodbye.